Oh god. Which
So,
notebook is this in?
That's a
Hold
great
on, I've got
way
like
I,
six
to
of
I
them.
already
open.
have my stuff up. So,
Alright.
so basically, at the beginning, I forgot to capitalize. It started with Lessla receiving a missive from Vale informing her that he had hired a group of adventurers, namely Nemo's group, as protection. So wanted to know how much he had told them, so Lessla had to began to snoop around the house, finding the changelings and inquiring with them. Lessla was able to recognize the one of the changelings, and eventually ended up pretending to be someone and getting inside the house to look around. It took a little bit because Vale was under orders to not answer the door, but eventually Vale did answer, and they both went inside, and basically the two kind of discussed what was going on once they were away from prying eyes, including the fact that um, Vale's head is technically on the chopping block. That they would be doing what that basically were trying to figure out how to not let that happen, as well as warning them of two members that will be accompanying them, namely the strange bird woman and the Bane worshipper. Um, she begins to inform. She encounters Fox as well as Shatora and Willowsong. Shatora seemingly embarrassing herself and leaving, and Leslie explains to Fox kind of what's going to be happening next couple of days, leaving out some information as to protect him and themselves, as this is a secretive contract. Whilst that is going on, Corvus and Cheese have a sort of just a talk about Corvus kind of prying into Cheese's druidic abilities and kind of like her past a little bit, and she's asking Corvus about what his plans are should all this end in disaster or otherwise. Um, then a raven finds them and the two begin making their way. We quickly then cut back to Lessla, who one of the members of Nemo's group, named Willowsong, had asked to meet her before she met with the rest of the group, and informed her essentially that Shatora may has a crush on her half brother. After the conversation, essentially it ends with Lessla just asking them to look after her brother and just wanting the best for him. Eventually, Corvus and Cheese, who went looking for Cindrus, find her sitting next to a fountain where Cheese accidentally scared her, causing her to fall in. Um, Eventually, they do help her out, and Cheese nips to dry it, while Corvus apologizes to Cindrus for upsetting her, and even so much as trying to give her a hug and offer her some level of comfort as he gains a bit of insight into like perhaps what's going on in her head. And I think that's where we ended the group going to finally meet up. Don't know what Sapphire was doing at the time because Sapphire was not present. That's everything.
All right. So, getting back into that and continuing from where you mentioned, Sapphire, we have not had you here in a bit.
Correct.
And I believe last time we checked, you were off with, see, it was Hope and Lyra, I think.
Laura, yeah.
Laura, yes, thank you. Wrong NPC. Wrong game. Very wrong game, yes. Anyway.
I was just mostly doing more information, playing the part of, prep work and getting
But
information.
I
And
believe you wanted to discuss things with them to a degree.
oh my god, at this point, I think everyone else is pretty much ready to deal with the house invaders, and I don't really want to take up too much time as I'm currently
That is fair.
mind not cylinders, not all.
Fair.
Wow,
Fair.
Jesus Christ.
I gathered that.
Where's some? I need
Anyway.
coffee. No, I'm pretty sure it's 3 and 6 and 7.
Don't make her think. Shame
My
on you.
favorite
Anyway.
thing to do, though.
Yeah. I do know I need to pick up the whatchamacallit, that's the wrong tab.
Your smoke stuff. Your smoke
My
powder,
singular
that's gonna take time.
smoke grenade.
That'll take time.
I have in parentheses 1 day.
Yeah.
Which I believe you will have soon.
Okay, soon, not now. Got it.
Hasn't been a day.
But you will get a while you're out doing things, you will get a message from. Did you send Cloud or the Raven?
It was the Raven. For
The
us.
Raven.
I don't know if it was the Raven.
Okay.
The Raven.
Cloud is
I wasn't
dangerous
sure.
to spread around.
Cloud is
Yeah, I don't
dangerous to
remember
spread
if-
around.
I
That's
don't
why.
remember if you sent them both out or not.
So what I do is I use the Raven to go to Cloud to go to Vale. But whenever I'm communicating with the party, I just use the Raven. And I'm
Gotcha.
glad that we're calling him the Raven and not the Crow right now.
I know.
Just
The
give it a
Raven named-
name.
The Raven
Never
named
more
Crow.
That
since I
is
did
the
one.
name. The Raven.
Raven named Crow.
No.
The Raven named Crow.
Be more creative. Call it
No.
Nevermore.
Anyway.
Why? I'm not
You
going to
said be
give it.
creative
Quote
and
the
then
Raven
said
Nevermore.
Anyway,
Off the Raven.
you are requested to meet back up with the rest of the party.
Will do.
Caca.
I'll just look at the Raven and give it a nod. I am
Explain
saying in
something.
character.
Way over right away, correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
So you will arrive with to Lessla before Corvus and Cheese will, as they take some time finding and comforting Zorfea first, and also drying her off.
Oh.
Checks out.
Good to see you. I would immediately go into a spiel about the current situation, but I have been talking a lot lately, and I would wish to save everything for when everyone arrives. How have you been?
Did some prep work. Not much to say.
I see.
Basically what we were sent out to do. To get ready for, killing ourselves.
Well, hopefully. So, I'm gonna wait until the others get here. Although I'm pretty certain that we're not I may have created a fairly good, plausible reason for us to kill at least one of the
Out of character, I'm sorry. One of the what?
changelings. The assassins. The spies.
A raised eyebrow from Sapphire.
One of the two other changelings that we've met.
Yeah, the ones that are part of the cult.
Yeah, no. I understand that.
Oh, okay.
The raised eyebrow was like, I have a reason why we should kill one of them. It's like, okay.
Yes,
I know I'll get the explanation later. Just raised eyebrow at that, okay.
Lessla smiles a little devilishly at that because one thing that Lessla is adept in is the theoreticals of courtly intrigue.
Hmm.
It's also a little unsettling to see a 17-year-old smile about blatant murder. Although, is it murder if it's in defense of your friend? That's the question.
Yes.
Depends on who provoked first.
So murder is specifically the act of ending a life. So yes.
No, that's homicide.
No. Murder is ending a life. It's an actor.
We're talking about degrees here, like
legal and literal definitions. Anyway,
Yep. Anyway. Is there any other information you have gathered, Laura?
I heard Laura. I'm like, none of us are technically named Laura.
That's Lara.
Laura.
Different pronunciation.
yeah.
Yes. Lesla has a
Accent thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Lesla-
Lyra. Yeah, okay.
Not Lyra, Laura. God damn it.
Yeah,
Laura's
no.
alias is Lyra.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
She
Yes,
did.
I can't
She
remember.
was not the most creative.
it's
Yeah.
pinned.
It might be
It
pinned,
is.
but I'm not looking at it.
It is
Anyway.
pinned.
Anyway,
Anyway, what does Lyra say?
she has not dug up anything else interesting. She's a little out of her depth by her own admission.
And how about you, Hope?
Ariel.
Ariel, whatever.
Hope actually doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you right now.
Hmm.
You're gonna have to get his attention. His, her, there, whatever. Changeling things.
Yeah.
Specialist in clandestine arts, I'm talking to you.
If Hope still doesn't respond, Sapphire
No,
will.
that
Okay.
does the response.
Okay.
Repeat the question.
Yes, have you encountered anything or thought of anything that may be beneficial to not killing one of our allies?
We gotta kill the other two. Simple as that.
Well,
Someone's gotta die, or we're gonna look really bad.
how do you feel about playing as one of them after the fact?
Roll me a insight check with
Ah.
advantage.
All right.
Can I do that too? Because I'm pretty sure, like, the
Yeah.
answer is no.
Yeah.
17.
Jesus Christ! What dice, please?
Okay. Sapphire, you think Hope just takes a bit longer to think it over? Probably it's a lot hard. It's probably a lot harder to masquerade as another changeling than it is to masquerade as a
Not only that, there's so
more
much
standard
information
rate
about them we don't know
attack
that you kind of need to impersonate a person.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Lessla, you know that you really caught Hope off guard with that. Unnaturally so.
Well, Leslie understands. Why would a changeling ever think about impersonating another changeling? That's like so out there.
Yeah,
It's
it
something
feels
you've
like
never
more
thought
than that
about.
to you.
Something I've never thought about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it does feel like more to you than that though. But Hope pretty quickly responds. Could be about as convincing as I am with anybody else.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, when the others arrive, I'll explain one of the possibilities that we have in order to cement cement that things went the way that they had to go. And a way to kill both changelings while only appearing to have killed one. Particularly the one that doesn't like me because I showed her up.
All right, but I assume you wait in silence for the rest of the time, or is there a conversation that's had?
I mean, Lessla talks with the others as much as they're willing to talk to
Mhm.
her.
I'm
But of
asking, is
course,
there
mhm,
important conversation or is small talk?
probably just small talk at the end of the day.
I see. In that case, we'll skip forward a little bit until Corvus and Cheese arrive with Zarfea.
Ah, there you see are. I was getting worried that something happened to you three. Well, more those two, not really you. And she kind of waves off Corvus because of the personas that they've been developing.
Mhm.
So, I don't suppose you two have learned anything or thought of any other solutions to our current problem?
A few.
Hmm. Does it involve backstabbing and murder?
Someone isn't going to leave that house. If it was my choice, changelings wouldn't be there. That is
Yes,
not my choice.
but there will be. That being said, I have, may have, rubbed one of the changelings the wrong way. As
Oh,
when I went to go look at the manor, as it were, I asked why they hadn't tried to infiltrate it to get a good idea what's going on the inside.
and what was the answer?
That no one would be too stupid to fall for that basic trick. Of course, using my charming demeanor, I walked up to the door, went in. I saw that it was, at which point I assume that we're moving to a more private location now that we've met up.
Yeah, I would assume that y'all would have done that pretty quickly.
Yeah, as assuming that now is about the time that we're in the actual private location, Lessla will start speaking normally. At which point I spoke to Vale about the current situation. He's not very pleased to know that he is on the chopping block.
I wouldn't imagine.
I doubt anyone would be excited to hear news like that.
No, and he did seem apprehensive about the plan to fake his death.
Uh, real quickly, Cheese. Marin, are you there?
I've been muted. I'm gonna kill myself. Anyways,
Oh,
hi.
Marin, no!
That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Marin, no!
I've been talking this entire time. I'm
Choose
just gonna.
spite!
Um.
Choose
Sorry.
spite!
Anyways, yes, Shadow. What's your question?
So, you are the only one who's passive perception. I have noticed this. Melody at this point has had her hand up in the background for a minute now.
Yes, Melody. Pay
She,
attention.
she nods and looks over at Lessla. I thought you said that you knew him, so he just let you in. Why did you have to charm him?
I was. Melody, you are such a dear. I'll explain it all to you later. But it's not important at the moment.
I think that's the most southern comment you've ever made to anyone, in
Oh,
or out of character.
you're
Uh,
sweet.
Very, very much bless your heart energy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're,
I don't know how to respond to that. I don't. I just don't.
Oh, you
That's
sweet
why
summer
those
child.
things
I was
exist.
born in winter. You sweet summer child.
Anyway, as it stands, Vale has hired Sir Wolf and his party for the to act as protection for him for the time being. I have explained to them as much as I thought was warranted, considering the nature of our objectives. The other thing is that I have purposely rubbed one of the changelings the wrong way in order to create a cast a spell upon them, as it were, so that as my shade persona is one that would not stand, does not have enemies because she does not allow enemies to form. An easy justification for them to die at a convenient point. That being said, I have asked Fox to put the knife that we are searching for in a room in the second floor. Some sort of magical study as a gift from Phil's mother. It is also quite a large manor. There are far more rooms than there are us. I have a feeling that she took into account our ability to pick others up. Any questions so far?
I suppose we are to be breaking in. I will, of course, ask information of the changelings, but
Yes. As far
we
as
have to deal something I've never really had to do before. We have to make our ambush into a ambush of those with us.
yes.
Not an easy thing to do.
So, in that vein, one thing I do know is at the very least, the one changeling that I have been rather grating on, as it were, is a spellcaster of sorts. They imply that they have the ability to learn how to make it familiar, but they have not done so or learned the spell. Something tells me that they do not necessarily have the ability to make one. So if I had to guess, they might be someone with innate magical ability, or someone that may be the blessed of or the chosen of a god, a cleric, as it were.
Or they're practical. As their abilities allow them, they can get almost anywhere they need to be. Perhaps they've never had reason to rely on such a trick. Instead, using other abilities to allow similar things.
There's only so much you can do by pretending to be someone else. Spider on the wall, a simple insect. There are many forms of familiar that are far more useful.
If they specialize in Waterdeep, you'd be surprised how much protections there are for the people you want to infiltrate.
Yes, it would be fairly simple to detect something that is not human make. Looks at the Fey Raven that's probably grooming itself at the moment.
So it may just be a practicality born from environment.
Possibly, but they don't strike me as the wizarding type.
They're clever, though. Could be similar to gestures over to Hope.
And yeah, yes, but I didn't see anything that looked like a spellbook on the changeling, right?
No,
Yeah.
but you also know that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yes, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just that a traditional wizard will always have their spellbook.
Somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
They
may have
seem
it
like
in her
far
sleeping
from a
quarters.
traditional wizard, if
Yeah.
anything.
She also have it in her sleeping quarters.
Yes. If we're lucky, her spell repertoire is entirely based around infiltration, with
I
only
would
a
guess
few
it's
more deadly spells.
Core's got I think you said Core's got like a read on them of like these are warriors or these are just people who know how to deliver deadly blows.
Go ahead and roll me a insight check, but you're gonna have disadvantage on it.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's really hard to tell.
Okay. I'll just
The
go with
only
my
thing
gut
you
then.
could tell is that you expect individuals like this would be skilled with a knife, but
Okay.
really that's even that is just a guess.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just go with gut instinct then. From what I can gather about them, what I've saw of them, and knowing what they're capable of, they could be able to defend themselves or simply enough to get away. We'll have to make sure if we do go for them, there is no chance that they escape.
So, yes, Melody.
No.
Oh,
Not again.
okay. I thought that's what you were
That,
posing.
that, no,
I
no,
was
no.
about to say that as well.
No, that is the exact expression she had.
Okay. Well,
Dead.
does anyone else have opinions on this?
Cheese shakes her head.
Well, as it stands, it seems like the current course of action is to get into the house. Once we are inside the main area, and we spring the ambush with the help of. We might not need Fox's help, but if push does come to shove, we can rely on it. I believe.
We could also attempt to the animosity in the angel.
I do not believe they would have animosity towards each other.
Oh no, not towards each other, but towards you.
Oh, that's fairly
The
easy. I've been.
the there's a thing when you don't like someone, and someone says, "Hey, I don't like that person either." You're less likely to scrutinize the
Mm.
well,
Yes,
scrutinize.
well, it is fair. At the very least, the one changeling has a very negative opinion of me, considering that I basically openly insulted her, told her that she was not as good as she thinks she was, and then proceeded to do what she said couldn't be done.
Well,
So, what are you suggesting? Just to clarify.
Yeah. Just
Out of character, what are
Okay,
you
yeah, okay,
suggesting?
okay. I'll list that. Course is so me and Sapphire have decided. Me and we decided like our character, and between Course and Sapphire that Aurora is Aram's bodyguard.
Just from a distance.
It's
Mhm.
just essentially getting Aram as a bodyguard. Remember Shade's little like thing she said whenever Aram was going on about immortal, and it was like, "I'm not sharing immortality with him."
Yeah.
Aurora, as his bodyguard, see that as a threat to her lord.
Mm-hmm.
Using that to essentially strike up an alliance between Aurora, Aram, and the Changeling, turn on this one might be willing to do that. And then when they think, I have all these allies, I'm going to strike this person down, instead it's, oh
Arrow
no,
to
my
the back
allies
of
are
the neck.
stabbing me.
Attack of opportunity. No, not
Essentially, a tentative alliance born from basically emotion, kind of an emotion that leads to them dropping their guard when they should.
And it's something that Lessla has purposely made a possibility because she has been, as Shade,
It was
very...
not something Corvus had originally, but you told them this exists.
Mhm.
And it was something
would
Aurora
and
definitely
based on how you've
overheard.
been acting, it would make sense, of course. And also the thing is, as Lord Aram is essentially seen as just like the idiot noble, he's much easier to get rid of.
Yeah.
Than the pet. She views you as like, you're viewed as like the up and comer, whereas Aram is clearly probably not very liked. It would be much easier to turn on him later.
We're all conniving bastards.
Corvus is a hunter. He's an
Mhm.
ambusher. He uses what he has to his advantage, and these people are necromancers. He doesn't like necromancers.
No one likes... Well,
Hmm.
some people like necromancy, but there's a
Yeah,
lot of
I mean, I
mixes
think it's like, I think if he met a necromancer, he'd be kind of okay. It's more the why they're doing it
yeah.
than anything.
I
People are
think
defiling.
I think there is an ethical form of necromancy out there.
There is. I think there can be.
Would you
He
please sign
says-
this contract to donate your body to the
Okay.
betterment of mankind?
It's like the opposite of a DNR.
Yeah.
Keep my body alive at all
Oh god.
possible intervals.
Oh god, you know
Like,
that probably is a thing
I
in
think even
Waterdeep.
in Waterdeep, there are like there's the allowance for necromancy, but it's very restricted.
Mhm.
A
So, like,
necromancer just
you
goes
can
up to a
have
dying person.
you can
I
have
will
a pet
give you and your
skeleton,
family
Um,
5 gold
but
for
have a
me to
pet
use your
skeleton, but
body
you
to
can't have it walk
not
the
in
streets.
public.
Yeah, you
Not
can
in
have a pet
public.
skeleton, but not in the street.
And you are not allowed to source the bones in certain ways.
They must be ethically sourced.
Yes.
Ethically sourced skeletons.
goes to a dying person. Hey, I will give your family
Hey,
5
look,
gold if you let me
ethically
use your body
sourced
when you die.
skeletons are not that hard to find.
Yeah,
It's the
no.
human ones that are difficult.
That is
They
true.
are indeed.
The
I think actually human skeletal reanimation is outlawed in Waterdeep.
Yeah, okay.
it is funny because the
Only that though.
the animate dead spell doesn't specify it has to be a humanoid, just that it has to be a creature.
It does. It says a medium or human.
Does it? Does it
Pretty sure.
now? I can't remember. The
Might
old
be
one
a
does.
change, but I'm pretty sure it's.
I'm gonna look it up while you guys continue to talk.
Score's kind of like, I think, like, because he's been kind of in hunter mode, so he kind of, when he's talking back and forth, but he kind of turns to the rest of the group. And just looks to the other two. What do y'all think it is?
Whatever gets us through this, I don't care.
I would say it's only 2 people, so it would be, I believe, these people don't make it.
Well,
And in theory, it won't just be us.
you know, Cloth is gonna have so many complaints when we see him again.
I think none of us speak pseudo-dragon.
I imagine the mansion is probably going to need
neither does
repairs by the time we're done.
It will not. We don't want to draw suspicion. Our main objective is the nav. The head of the brow is not as important. But if we say he hired bodyguards, well, could even say that the other members had returned. That would put them on edge, but it'd also mean that we'd have to explain why that wasn't reported. mercenaries in Waterdeep vary. Mercenaries capable of taking down somewhat capable people, along with two loyal and known infiltrators, such as those changelings, would make suspicion.
Spinning the bodyguard tail
And it
may
will
be
put
difficult, as it would prove there is a leak.
Yes, I
You
think.
Why
think
would someone who
in
is
this
sitting alone would
it,
suddenly get a bodyguard?
Well,
I was with ladies at the time. You could have been giving me space.
Out of character. No, no, no. I'm talking about Vale. How would Vale
yeah.
Oh, Vale.
come up with
Okay, Vale
bodyguard?
sitting alone. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's what I mean.
misunderstood.
Like, there's possibly like it would for the dude that we don't have a name for, the glowing eyes. Could think he suddenly got bodyguards. We have a mole.
Well, Lessla
Uh, well,
told.
if he was left alone, uh, he was left alone by a bunch of eyes group, and it is known that they have antagonized the Thousand Fangs. Perhaps it was a paranoid measure given to him by along with the house.
So they are aware that there are others in the house that do not live there. I did tell them that that Vale was entertaining guests, another adventuring party that he must have made acquaintance with on a previous task. So we shall see how that turns out. It is not too uncommon for, say, when one adventuring group that is close to another, that once they see a boon that they do not that they are do not share in that boon, at least for a time. And while it's probably not publicly known that Nemo is my brother, it is a good reason for that, for such a thing to happen. Anyway, not important at the moment. As far as they know, is that it should just be Vale when they go to make the attack. If they do not have everything they need on them, they will need to leave, at which point we can take their place in watching the house, and when they come back, we can tell them that the guests have left.
Also, the mad of getting insane.
We walk in.
I haven't seen this place, but depending on the layout, could be good ambush position. If these people are half as good as I think they are, they will acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not as good as I think they are, then they were fools for attempting. I will inquire why. He's been talking to Lessla too long. I will inquire about with them on the layout of that they have found. Try to make a mode of entry. Once I know what the mode of entry is, we can split off into appropriately sized groups. Once we have the appropriately sized groups, once we go in, not let those changelings out.
Yes.
We do not let them scream, Not let them do anything that will attract attention. If even one people suspect something, guards will be notified. And while that isn't the worst case scenario, ain't great. Even justified murder is illegal within Waterdeep. Though, especially though, if it is if we can get out, there are places we can lay low if need be.
Mm. Yes.
After all, guards don't really patrol the Undercliff. It will take at least, on a good day, about 5 minutes for them to get there. If depending on how far away it is from the walls. And whether they believe it important enough, which if it is a member of a church state, they may bring horses. Put them up.
I think we'll be able to do that. I do have a way of making sure no one speaks. Of course, it will limit my ability to cast spells as well, but that is not my main form of combat in the first place.
There's also the matter. The goals as we were meant to not send a message, but not make a scene. So that does put a bit of risk on the others there.
Yes.
If the changelings aren't in our sight, they may go for members of the other adventuring group.
Yes.
So perhaps we can split them, but I'll say that will be difficult. Though, if they're as good as I think, again, as they think they are, they only need. We might be able to do a dual entry point. Single entry means if they find us, they could potentially set up internal defenses to lock us in one place. I would say if we're going to go in, and we should make this clear to them, perhaps we make two fronts, divide them. If you shrink an army, they will fall. Whereas if you get them all in one location, they might be better defended. So,
Mm, well, that is true in a traditional sense. At least one of them is a spellcaster. When you separate a spellcaster from their allies, it just means that they can be more reckless with their castings.
that's true. Though, there's a risk with spells such as that, which is the level of attention grabbingness that they have.
Uh,
It's just something to consider.
yes. Well,
I was also wondering if you could have if you're able to, reaches in and kind of reaches into the coat and stuff that he's been hiding this, pulls out the staff.
oh, right. And sure, I'll identify it. I'm pretty sure we already know what it does, but I'll identify
We
it.
know what kind of it does, yeah. But I was like, it seems pretty suspicious. That's all it does.
Well, identify can't see curses, so I can't help you there.
Yeah.
Well,
foreshadow any additional features or everything that was listed before? What's there?
For the mansion.
No,
Oh, for the staff.
the 3/4 staff,
Oh, oh right, the
three
staff.
section staff.
Yeah.
So
Uh, give me a moment while I bring up my notes.
Yep.
There was some
Apologies, the
things,
GM
but
is also
we
trying
had a
to
we inquisited
fix a
because
staff
it
block that didn't import correctly.
said it required
So-
attunement, and it just seemed weird that for what it gave attunement required. So I was like, I'm gonna get this properly
usually means
identified.
it has
Just to
a-
make sure.
Yes. Remind me which ones I mentioned to you already.
I got you. So it's a +2 weapon.
Mhm.
It has the ability to cast shield once per dawn.
Mhm.
Everbright, and it has the what's it called? I can't get it. It's the blue shine ability,
Blue
but it's a
shine for
much
glowing.
brighter
Mhm.
feet. And then I think it won't let me fucking see it. I scroll. Okay, 10 feet of dim light, 10 feet of 10 feet of bright light, 10 feet of dim
Mhm.
light, and it also has embedded in it. I think this is a separate thing. Embedded in a sending stone.
Mhm.
I think that's separate. Just a cabin.
So, in addition to that, you may while you are attuned to it, you may re-roll will saving throws, or you may re-roll saving throws against spell attacks.
Oh,
Oh, is it like a once like a reaction thing,
Period.
or is it?
It-
Just I have advantage on spell attacks.
it's
I'll say
Yes.
has magic resistance. Okay, that's
wow,
that's really strong.
that's really fucking good.
Yes.
I'm like, when Lessla sees that, she just looks at the 3/4 staff or 3 section staff and just says, "I."
It is only specifically on spells, not spell
Yes,
abilities.
no, that's
Okay, yeah.
it's spells, not
So it's
magic.
spell resistance.
Magical.
Okay.
Yes,
Spell resistance.
only specifically magic spells. It has no
That's fine.
effect on
That's not
natural
unheard of. That's not unheard of.
Yeah. Lessla, like after she's done identifying, just the thing, looks at Corvus. It enhances your ability to withstand spells when you're attuned to it.
Remind me exactly what identify does.
It
If
does.
you could,
Sure. Let me
just tells you what. It doesn't give you the name of it, does it?
I'll give the name.
There we go. One object, if it is a magic item or some other magic, you learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement or how many charges it has. You learn spells affecting the item, what they are. If the item is created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature, no, it does not tell me a name. Nor
So it
curses.
is not created by a spell, but there was a ritual done to it.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so it has a lingering magical effect. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, as to what that spell, what that ritual is, you are like there is a name, but it's not one that's familiar to you.
Well, that's something to put in my research.
Could be character and magic.
Yeah. Gibberish.
There's a reason why I'm not trying to tell you what it actually is.
Yep. All right. It's arcane gibberish as far as I'm concerned.
Basically, yes.
All right.
As for a name, that will appear on it as you are doing this. There is a name carved into it, although it is not standardly. It is magically done.
Oh, lovely.
So this one is its name is Weave Tangle.
Huh.
We've two separate words or one word?
One word.
That's
If I remember lore correctly, which Corvus might, named weapons usually mean it's something important.
Named weapons mean they're important to someone, to whoever made them.
Mhm.
It
Right.
meant enough for them to name the weapon. So there's something
Yes.
special about it. This would
Yeah.
definitely classify as something special about it. But no, there are weapons that are far less potent than this that have a name attached to them.
Okay.
There are
Interesting.
+1 swords that have
Well,
a name
plus
attached to them.
plus let's just say it, +1 weapon is still a special weapon.
No, they're still very special. Like I said, it's plus, like a sword having a name just means that it is important to someone. They named it. Like there are noble swords, there are noble houses that have +1 swords that have the longest, most complicated names you can think of. That are dwarfed by weapons that have a simple
Simple.
name such as Black Edge.
Remember, the fact that someone names their sword of this implies that someone else has a similar sword, but no one else has the Throngler.
Why'd you have
I
to bring
hate
that one
you.
up?
Because this is a conversation
Why
we're
am I
having.
in this campaign? Can I leave? I think this is grounds to leave.
No.
I
stay.
just came back and I don't know what the fuck is
If
going
I'm
on.
stuck with him, so are you.
Damn it.
Uh,
Anyway,
Ugh.
all right, but Throngler is inside.
Hmm.
Yeah, here's your magic 3-section staff of +2 and spell resistance.
I still gotta get proficient with it, so I can't really use it right now. But you know.
I mean, with our proficiency bonus where it is, a +2 weapon is about as effective as a.
I will
Right.
say, this weapon is not effective unless you are proficient with it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
exotic weapons,
because-
eh?
I'm proficient with it, this will become available to you.
I will have to train with this. I can attune to it, but I can't really.
You can, but you will not gain the. You'll gain the shield once per day. But that's it.
As long as if I'm holding it, yeah.
As long as you're holding it, yes.
I think. Now I have to not use it because I need to get some training in, so it's not useful right now.
Yeah.
But it will be in the future.
You know-
It always goes back to hiding it.
I like the kind of the image that we all have is Lesla's effectively a Jedi because of her rapier. Corvus is effectively a kung fu monk with the 3-section staff when he gets proficiency with it because he'll be shooting fire out of the staff too. Like those old 80s kung fu films that were badly dubbed over.
Yeah.
We just need a stupid stereotypical thing for Sapphire and Cheese now. Although I guess Cheese is the last unicorn, so.
Yeah.
Sapphire, you're the only normal one.
Sapphire's a straight man.
Love Sapphire.
You're doomed. Anyway.
No!
Just need to kill Jasper so that she has
Look.
the ultimate rogue backstory. My entire family was
I'm just
killed, and now I
working
seek.
on it,
All right. Do we have anything else to add to this conversation, or are we basically in the camp of we're going to kill them?
I would out a character like a detailed like step-by-step plan on what we're doing.
Okay,
In character now.
so far, out
Mhm.
their input, because the thing is, they're the unreliable asset here.
Mhm.
We need to essentially finalize it with them, the infiltration plan. But once we get that finalized, essentially it is you're going to gang up on them and curb stomp them into the ground. They don't get to beg for mercy. They don't get to escape. They're going down. We might let them be arrested, but that's still dangerous.
This.
But
Now, are we going to take them down
this
in the
this
mansion?
is the plan. Yes.
Okay.
This is
The
the
mansion's
plan.
probably going to need
the
repairs.
priority here is we get the dice. So, oh, you lost them, but it's like, well, yeah, like it could easily be fucking Corvus goes off, or Aurora goes off, or someone goes off to get the dagger. It's like, well, the was the dagger, so while those fuckers were squabbling, I went and got the dagger. Like that was the main objective. It doesn't matter if that guy's dead as long as we get the dagger.
Yeah.
Because I think that is essentially the message: is someone goes to the dagger, essentially will be like, yeah, no, they were all fighting. That's beneath me, or that didn't concern me, so I went and got the dagger. And
My
there's
main
enough people
concern
to
is
where one person prioritizing the dagger over fighting makes sense.
Mhm.
Even if it because even think about it this way: even if everyone died but someone got the dagger, that's all that matters.
they'll be back in the hands of our lord. I forget the necromancy dragon's name.
Chazar.
Shazar.
And he's not the
Sure.
necromancy
Or
dragon. There's
Chazar.
another necromancy dragon.
The one the necromancers are worshipping here. Because they're all about that necromancy.
All
Yes.
about that
They
immortality.
will be reborn anew. You
Yes,
can make a
yes.
cult out of this.
I want to slap you now. Look.
That's essentially the plan. Is essentially changelings are too dangerous to be left alive because they will actually try to complete the mission as instructed. And we need that dagger. Well, if we could make a good enough counterfeit, we don't have time, nor do we have resources. So we have to just bring the dagger and essentially be ready to fuck shit up. So once we're done this, it might be good. At least let our allies know,
Yes.
hey, we're moving.
Yeah, tell them that we have the
Once we're
dagger
done,
and
once
we're
we're
gonna
done
figure
this,
and we will let them know when the we'll let them know when the ritual is about to start.
Yeah.
To make sure that we have
Is-
all of them. Because that's the main reason why we're doing this very dangerous path is to make sure we get all of them.
Because the thing is, we have to figure out. We were sent. Our main mission is to find out funding them. That was our main objective. Even from the Black Staff, that was our main objective. The Open Lord is to find out if it's the Black Staff funding. That's his mission. The main mission is finding out who's funding it. We cannot find out who's funding it unless we essentially let them win for a bit.
We give them the illusion of winning.
We have to basically match failure from the jaws of victory. It's like when when someone's about to give a baby a sweet and you slap it out of the hand and run away.
I was gonna more so equate it to the joke of I'm gonna disappear in front of my pets. Holds up a large enough blanket. Show them I'm still there. Show them I'm still there. Drop it and run
Like
off
peekaboo.
Don't
around the
accidentally run into
corner.
the wall while you're doing that.
It's funny.
All right.
It's a funny video.
Anyway, but yeah, so that is the current plan.
I think it's time to get a meeting with our changeling buddy. Meeting in the street would draw too much attention. We're a fairly large group.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to send the Raven.
I think Chorus will pick. He knows a tavern where. Because imagine Chorus definitely is one of those people who knows a tavern that no one will bother you at. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, they will just leave the fuck alone. There's always that one. There's always those places like
Just
this
don't
is the
mind
place
the
where.
party of 10.
Oh no, that's the. I think it's like the thing is like this is where people have talks, and the owners know it, but can't do anything about it. Because
Yeah, there's definitely a few of them in Waterdeep.
yeah, like they know
James
that
will
they're
be back
mainly
in
frequent.
just a moment. He can still hear you, just can't speak for a minute.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's where Corvus would. Like I think it'd be like Shade could claim to have known about this place. It's Corvus who actually knows about it.
Yeah, I mean, Shade's
Maybe,
entire
yeah.
thing is that she appears a lot more competent than Lessla probably actually is.
And Aram is the opposite when it comes to this. It's a bumbling idiot noble who's in over his head.
Classic trope of role reversal.
Yeah. Also funny because I actually beat it. It's actually if anyone's like really good at figuring shit out, Chorus is actually trying to do a slight impression of Lessla this entire time. His accent's just too strong that he can't quite get that voice.
And Lessla,
But he sounds like upper class Texan rather than his normal lower class Texan.
and all Lesla's doing is she's doing a more self-serving impression of a noble persona instead of her actual, where she's a bit selfish, but she's never done anything strictly because it only benefits her.
Selfish to a noble is sometimes what's best for the house. That's like a decent selfishness. It's best for my house. Not the best.
Yeah,
But
which
it's
is
more noble. It's more noble than the only looking out for oneself.
which is what Lessla has been. It's been, I want to do something great for my house because it means my personal freedom.
Yes.
But this is effectively, Shade is what Lessla would have been had she had no noble ties. I guess that would make her neutral? Chaotic neutral, maybe? Just doing what benefits her, not necessarily to hurt others.
That could be. I mean, that's like that could be chaotic neutral, the selfish thing.
Mm-hmm.
It could be neutral or chaotic neutral, depending on like what that means.
Yeah,
If it's just
depends on the
yeah, it
aspects.
depends very much on like neutral is sort of the do what's best at the time, whereas chaotic neutral is more the they also have no real loyalties.
Mm-hmm. Except to themselves.
Yeah, so it's I would say like chaotic neutral is one of the more not the more selfish, but it's one of the least bad selfish alignments. Well, I guess every alignment's kind of selfish in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
Even a lawful good can be incredibly selfish.
Because, reasons.
They enforce their belief. Lawful neutral can be also incredibly. They can be incredibly because they're just set of law.
Yeah.
Essentially.
This is what the code says, so this is what I'm doing, regardless of the consequences.
Yeah.
Which it's basically the archetype of the captain goes down with the ship. But to the tavern.
While we were waiting for the change thing, Corvus, he did not bring any gold with him because he honestly didn't think he needed gold. I imagine like a little bit of convincing, he would at least ask for someone if someone has a bit of like a coin or something, because he wants to be the noble who buys the drink for the table, kind of thing. Because if you go to a tavern and don't buy something, that's way more suspicious than
Lessla
going to a tavern.
Lessla will pull from her. The temptation for Lessla to give Corvus a candy coin is so high.
That would be fun.
But yes, Lessla will hand over the some gold.
Yeah. Which I think should cover each. So tempted to give him the arrow to buy everyone a shitty beer, but him an actual thing. But I don't think that's enough. To get that, so he just get everyone like a. He'd probably just buy a bottle of wine for the table. Is still expensive.
Oh, hold up. There's charge for this. How much is a
This
tainted
charge
ale?
for negative ale is like copper, I think.
I think it's a copper.
Lodging.
Compendium. Food, drink, lodging. Here we are. 2014 book. A gallon of ale is 2 silver pieces. A mug of ale is 4
copper. A mug is how much?
A fine
A gallon's 8 pints. How many of us are there?
10.
Pint each. That would be so. It could. Okay, yeah, we could easily with a goal. We could easily buy a drink for everyone.
This is the first time I've actually looked at this chart.
I've looked at it before.
Anyway.
Also, you can also we could buy a pitcher of this common wine.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
GM has returned.
Hey, sorry, we're
Oh.
just filling time.
No, I
Did
heard.
not realize you had left the room.
Yes,
That's
yes.
why,
That's
why do you
why
think
we're
we're
doing
filling
this.
time?
Okay, so the plan is to with the changelings or without the changelings?
Go to
The
the
cha-
tavern
bring
with the
we've
change.
invited the changelings. Essentially, like we're finishing up stuff. We get the plans finally cemented. Because we did want to meet somewhere where it would attract attention, so we've all went to a tavern where no questions are asked.
And Lessla will
Got
pull out
a
the
round of
blueprints.
drinks for a round of drinks for the table, and waiting for our final two companions to arrive.
Mhm.
This
Alright.
kind of seedy tavern.
You'll have to
Probably
forgive
with
the
two
GM for
owners
not
who are
having
just
a
keeping
map
their
for
heads
it.
down. Was it?
You'll have to
Yeah.
forgive the GM for not having a map for this.
That's
No, it's
okay.
fine.
I was like,
Maybe
we can't
tell
just
him
meet in an
beforehand.
alley. We're already being suspicious enough. We need to meet somewhere more professional.
Yes. Anyway. But
Alright.
as we're all waiting, Lessla will be, because she has actually quite funnily enough, I don't have acrobatics despite the fact that she's always been kind of acrobatic, but Lessla will be
Yeah.
balancing like on two legs of the chair, leaning back.
Lord Aram is actually playing the knife game with himself.
The temptation to prestidigitate that knife.
Oh dear God.
Anyways. Yeah, it won't take too long until they arrive, though they don't look like themselves. They make it abundantly clear to you that they are, in
Mhm.
fact, who you're waiting for.
I have a question. Do they have this? I noticed it before. Do they have the same awkward way of walking they did before, or is it different?
It's not here right now.
Okay, so I was just making. The reason I was asking because I was seeing if this was a consistent thing with them, like a way to easily identify, or not. And this is just
Actually,
yeah.
the guy doesn't. The woman does.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
This is why it's important to
It's like
establish a
it's
safe
like a
word.
shuffling kind of gait,
Yeah.
like almost like her feet are tied down.
Mm-hmm.
Glad nobody acknowledged that.
No.
Sorry. What?
I heard it. I just wasn't gonna deed
I
it with
heard
a
I heard
compliment.
something.
Yeah, this is why you always have a safe word. That's what Bear said. I wasn't gonna respond to it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
So, now that we're all here, let's all say as she sits forward, have you learned anything new? And she looks specifically at the woman when she asked that.
I've learned of how to. And then she pauses for a moment, looks pointedly at you. You don't need to know everything.
You're right.
The guy kind of rolls his eyes and looks at all of you. We've come up with a plan we think will work.
Yeah. I suppose in order to assist you in demonstrating the plan, because I did ask for these and I think I did get them, Lessla will pull out from her bag of holding the rough blueprints for the house,
Mm-hmm.
or the civic documents as they were,
Mm-hmm.
and just spreads it out on the table.
Okay.
What is your plan?
Give me 1 second.
And this is where he puts us on the house map.
You are in fact correct. So the ground floor map here,
Lovely.
so that everyone can move themselves throughout and see if they wish. You should be able to open doors and windows.
Gotta zoom out just to see where we are. There.
Oh, goddamn, this map is massive.
There you go.
Holy.
Also, if you close the gate, it blocks our vision.
Yes, it does.
Because there's no half doors in Roll20, evidently.
Yep. There are indeed not.
Whoa.
Ah, yes.
Hey. Well,
Lots
it's
of
funny. You
green.
gonna work with me, Pookie? No? Okay then.
Everything okay, Marin?
Yeah, Roll20 just hates me.
Why? What's
Typical.
going on?
I've fixed it. It was just taking 8 million years to actually load in
Yeah,
properly.
that's
Okay.
that sometimes.
I see. Let me know if you need me to. Okay, you can move.
So Strata, are we going in here?
That is the front door.
Yes. This is I put out a blueprint
The foyer.
of
The foyer.
the manor and put it on the table.
Foyer.
Oh,
This is the blueprint, effectively. But you guys are
okay.
welcome to open every door and look at everything, because you can see everything on that rough blueprint. Just
I love how I opened these 2 doors but still get nothing. Now, let me look in the fucking doors. Jeez.
yeah.
Holy
the-
shit.
yeah.
Me and Corvus may have been playing hide and seek in here last week.
Yeah.
Bedroom.
All of these are bedrooms,
I kind of figured.
with a singular door at the back for the latrines.
All right. What is your plan?
So they tell you that each of these bedrooms, there is a skylight above the beds, and they plan to use that to their advantage to a degree.
Hmm.
They are going to have the woman. She is going to be the one sneaking in that way, while the rest of you cause a distraction in the front room. He figures you'll be able to cause enough damage that you can ward them off, while she's able to take out some of them from behind.
I see.
Aaron kind of like looking at this whole. He goes, "And you're confident enough in your ability to do that."
He starts to say something, but she quickly interrupts him. More than confident.
And
I will, if you don't mind. Well, just in case you're not, I'd rather send someone with you.
That will only let them get in my way.
Oh, she never gets in the way. And he glances over at the hooded one.
The Aurora.
Yeah.
Which, in case y'all need a fucking reminder.
The Sapphire.
yeah.
Yep, just that.
Well,
I just give Lord Arum a nod.
if you're planning on ambushing them from behind, it doesn't particularly matter how many go with you. We're all going to be stuck in the center, as it were. These are choke points, naturally, these hallways. In fact, the less of us there are at the front, the better.
I disagree.
Oh yes, and is that your professional opinion? Just like how you thought
Yes.
walking in the front door wouldn't work?
You can see, she wants to kill you right now.
Yep, I know.
I was just like playing with his like cheap tankard of ale. Well, I can see both points, but the thing about it is, you haven't touched your drink. And if we are to be partners in such a business endeavor, it is important to drink and not be rude.
The guy takes a big swig of his beer, but she looks at you very pointedly, and I don't drink with the likes of you. bad for a girl's health.
Perhaps. It is, however, had a bad manners. We are colleagues, after all.
Then call me a barbarian. I don't care.
You might look nice in the casual garb of the barbarian. Lessla teases
I'd look
before.
better than you would.
Oh, undoubtedly so. I am a much more refined body. And she will stand up and
More
says,
like a lacking one.
Ugh, you two are
No.
pitiful.
You're just jealous because it would fall off of you.
What?
And
Me?
gestures vaguely to Cheese's chest.
Excuse me?
Now, ladies. To fight. We're all.
Mine are natural. You have to transform into yours.
You'll forgive me, but I don't necessarily want natural bovine genitals.
You are
Yeah.
so incredibly wrong. On so many levels, it's not even cute. Mm,
Let us focus on the main objective here. I do not need the incompetencies caused by dislike to ruin my
Now,
night.
there. Would you be quiet now? This is business. You're getting on unprofessional. I'll I'll be sending my loyal bodyguard with you. He will
No,
observe
you
you.
will not.
Oh, you'll get a joy.
If we're going to do this, I'm going to pick who's coming with me. Not you.
Then who will come with you?
She looks over everyone here. And you can tell she takes her sweet time to look over all of you. Like she's trying to decide.
Harm
She
smiles.
clearly is.
Harm smiles.
She grimaces when she sees that, and quickly looks over to someone else.
Sapphire's just watching her and waiting.
Hmm. After a while, she points to Lara.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
That one. I trust her not to stab me in the back, which is more than I can say for any of you.
Oh no, if I was going to stab you, I'd do it in the front.
You wouldn't get very far.
You say that a lot.
Are you done bickering?
Probably not.
Can we actually discuss? I mean, the distractions are well and good, but how many are we talking? You said there are others inside. How many are we looking at?
All of them? There seem to be about 7 or so. Though I haven't seen the child in a while, and I don't count the servants. But there's something strange about that child.
This is an eyebrow.
Nothing to be concerned about, and nothing a dagger through the heart won't fix.
Well, who pulled the most away from you? Do you go into the front or the back?
Could you repeat the first part of that?
Sorry. Well, to pull the most away from you, you'd be going front or back, essentially.
She is going to be going in through these skylights.
He knows, but he wants to know which side so he can pull them away.
Well, the goal is for you to draw everyone to the front.
Got you. She'll go to the back.
She's gonna go somewhere in like the rooms back here. She doesn't specify which one, but just somewhere in the back, whichever one winds up being the easiest to enter through.
Front. Frontal assault is risky. Lots of street view. But it can be done.
Not if you do it in the evening. It gets very quiet at night. And it's far too away from the normal routes the guard take.
Strike here. Yeah. The windows located here and here. That gives us an opportunity.
All
The
around
foyer.
is very sparse on windows, which works to our advantage.
He then circles this place here with his knife. He goes,
Mhm.
that's choke point.
She nods.
He's just like going through it, like using the knife he was using to draw various
They're
sections
kind
of
of
that.
letting you take the lead here.
Yeah. If you draw into the back, you make enough commotion at the front, I would imagine there's someone in there that's intelligent. They'll hold back. They'll defend locations of importance. Most likely, the individual will be brought to a room. Looking that there's a staircase here, I would recommend it goes and does the map with the map show the basement?
Would the map show the basement? That depends. Did Lessla make this herself, or did she just actually craft this?
She probably would have grabbed it. So if the basement is a addition afterwards, it wouldn't be on here.
It isn't. It is built in.
Okay.
It
So
most
you
likely
could go
take them.
ahead and
Most
get
likely
that
take them
for you.
downstairs to the basement.
No.
Less escape routes, but more easily defendable.
Base with the amount of piping in this area, I would say the basement would probably be used for baths rather than keeping other items.
I'm saying
I'm gonna
for
go ahead and move
protecting.
you all over to that.
I'm saying that perhaps whenever
Let me just go
a
ahead and
few
add
of
in everyone's
these
tokens.
Thank
these
you.
guards will drag the important people down. They do. They would take them to safety while the rest engage in the active threat. We also can't rule out that these people are highly trained. Choke point will become defensible until such time as we can withdraw. But when we withdraw, we will most likely have to. We are not chased. Whether this means we can overpower them or not, I recommend we perhaps send another individual, and he points to one of the other bedrooms, which have the skylights, which he knows have skylights, to these skylights here. That means they can circle round, to the front, and essentially give us a choke point. Looks to a Shade and gesture, and it looks to Jade for a moment before looking away and goes, and then looks
You
to
all should have control.
I do not even
looks
see
to
my
Aurora.
character. Oh, the room is still very much dark for me. I can't see shit.
So he looks to Shade, but then quickly gives a disgusted look and moves back to Aurora. And goes, you can be one of the ones going in the front. If any of you others can handle
She can
that,
be
with the
dark
exception
for
of
you.
you. Gestures again to Shade.
I
Exception of
can't
you.
see
Gestures to
anything.
Shade.
Give me 1 second. I think I know why.
This will allow us to essentially create our own choke point and allow us to be able to weaken their defenses slightly and be able to get
There we
away
go.
without too much attention.
There you
That's-
go, small cheese.
A
Mhm.
shadow. I can like from there on. I have light. Here is fucking dark,
That's weird.
and I don't get much of it.
It's probably because of the things here.
The
'Cause these
chairs
are
and
all
table.
objects. No,
Those
they're
are pillars.
Oh,
And this
I'm
is
I'm
So-
standing right here, and I cannot see up here or over here.
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, that's entirely you because I can see everything fine.
Give me a second.
Yeah,
Why?
That's good. And
In fact, I
we
just
are
hang on. I'm
unfortunate-
gonna take a screenshot of this. No, I don't want to email.
Marin, can you see
And-
just fine or no?
Yeah, I can see fine. It's
And
standard light
just in
controls.
I have no explanation for that.
Huh.
Let me move down really quick. Like fucking, what am I
Can
looking
you
at?
see fine here? Take that
That's
as a
what I.
no.
No,
What the heck? Okay,
I'm gonna
here,
I'm
I'll
gonna
take it.
delete my token and bring it back. See if that helps. My token is
maybe-
under the layer.
No, it's
No.
not.
Nope, that did not fix it at all. Why do I
Well,
just?
I don't know what
You're
you've done.
you're just broken on this. I don't know what to say.
What I do?
You have the same settings everyone else has.
I'm refreshing.
That's probably it.
I can see.
Yep.
Okay,
I can fight.
I'm gonna shoot
that was
you.
it. Alright,
I
Marin,
feel-
you can see as well, correct?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright,
Yep.
so you guys are free to explore this bit as you wish.
Yeah, so he'll continue with his explanation. He goes, "It may, if it is of a noble descent, have a panic room, which would not come up on any maps, unfortunately. So. Any objections? No? Perfect. Seems very that sort of thing of like, I did something. Like, that thing of like, that noble, I did something and you will praise me for it, kind of thing.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Any other details we will need to be appraised of?
Just tell me
Oziel.
where to do the thing.
Very good. He like reaches across the table. I don't know where she's sitting, but he'll just like pat her, you like stroke
Mm.
her head and then cup her face. Like always eager to please. I like that. Then takes his hand away. Very creepily. It's very creepy.
He's meant to be.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She just nods.
It's hard to tell with Aurora's mask up, but it looks like she just lets out us. It looks like she sighs. Nothing is
You
heard.
should have
It's
the
just kind of
ability
like
to,
a.
explore the top floor as well.
I think his thinking is because Laura is literally just going for the thing of like, yeah, they're gonna take him down probably to the basement, because the upstairs is nothing remarkable. Just it's like parlor rooms and stuff. He's like, yeah, they'll probably take him down to the basement, which is more defensible. It might have a panic room built into it, which was not unheard of. Secret ways of escape for a noble estate are not unheard of. And basically, he's saying like we also need to turn that choke point, which they have, into an advantage. So he's saying he's going to send out. He wants others, mainly people he trusts. So he gestured to Aurora, perhaps another, to go through the skylight so they can circle around. Essentially, when they go down the hall, prevent, perhaps to engage or get those choke rooms. Now they're essentially in a similar position to us. So we can essentially more easily reverse the situation because again, getting away after she steals it will be hard because essentially once we're out in the open, they can just get rid of us, and then of course they can alert guards. And he doesn't know what their capabilities are, so they can easily alert the guards if they have those capabilities. So we need to make sure that essentially either no witnesses or very few witnesses get away. That's his plan. There's multiple infiltration points, cause a distraction, bring them forward. So there's some who create a distraction here, or there's a couple, with one of them going there, and like a few others perhaps going in. When they come to investigate, it pulls them out. They then get boxed into either these two rooms, which gives us essentially an advantage, because essentially we can take out those rooms, and essentially we can get out. But also it's a matter of the people who need to be protected, mainly the drow, will probably go downstairs. That's his theory. And because there may be a secret panic room built into the foundation, or a secret panic exit. That's something that occasionally it would not be on the map for safety reasons. Because that is something. I mean, that is something that happens. Even like the maps are not allowed to include secret.
Secret rooms or secret passages.
Yeah, but for safety.
Whether those exist or not.
Whether those exist or not, it's Aram pretending he knows more about shit than he does, or basically maybe off his family.
Lesla's just not going to say anything about how going to the basement's a really bad idea in these instances, because yeah, it's a good defensible place, but you know, if you can't get out, you can't get out.
That's why he's saying that it's most likely a panic area. He believes that most likely is, and he's not having anyone question him.
Lessla, you would know from being in there, there is no way to seal off the basement,
Mm-hmm.
short of barring the doors at the bottom.
Yep. And they're right-handed stairs, so it's easier to defend if you're up above. You know, just basic siege tactics that all nobles would be taught because they live in castles. Or at least nobles that live in castles would be taught.
Yeah, whereas Corvus is going based on Waterdeepian culture, and as well as the fact that magic's part of the. It could be a magical stone door that can't be observed by a normal hidden basement. It leads to an exit. Whatever.
I would enjoy if I was actually there. Anyway. But well, that's his input into all this. I don't see anything wrong with his observations, necessarily. Anything else? Anyone?
Oh, of course you will be front and center when we do breach at the door.
Of course.
It is a wicked smile. It's like, you don't feel like someone's being way too obvious. They want something bad to happen to you. That kind of essentially is what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Cheese, specifically.
That's me.
I'm going to message you something.
Alright.
That was such a weird sound.
Yeah.
Please continue otherwise.
Hmm?
Everyone can continue otherwise. I'm just specifically messaging Cheese.
Yep. I mean, right. Well, if that will be all, I'm going to Go get some food. And Lessla will walk over to the bar so that she doesn't have to be near them any more than she has to be. As Jade has made it readily apparent that she does not like quite a few people.
Gotcha.
Well, eventually, and Aaron will raise his.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just take a drink.
Yeah, Cheese is just drinking.
Sapphire is taking small sips. Immediately putting her mask back on after taking a sip every time.
I think Aaron's like taking in he knows Lara looks probably uncomfortable.
She does, but she's hiding it well. If you didn't know her, you wouldn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's essentially gonna go with the lady, mostly because he knew he needed someone with her of the watch, because he was like, she's too dangerous to be on her own. He wanted someone he knew could handle her. Lara isn't that person, which is the exact reason why she chose her. As he's like taking his drink, sort of carefully, he'll silently, basically hiding his mouth. Be like, you don't need to do it, just to her, you don't need to do anything. Just keep an eye on her, make sure no one who we don't want getting hurt gets hurt.
She nods, but she still seems pretty uncomfortable.
Well, so I suppose sooner the better.
So the after finishing a long swig from his drink, the male changeling will speak to you. We require 1 day's preparation. Then things should be fine.
Well, what is one day? You have all the time in the
1 day may mean the difference between life and death. Such is the case of proper planning.
of course. Tell me something, because I'm curious. Two already have a fair bit of power. Curious why you seek immortality.
Could you repeat that for me?
You two seem to have already a bit of power. Why do you seek immortality?
Who doesn't want to live forever?
There are those who believe that life is sacred and extended beyond its natural means.
They are short-sighted fools. Not like us.
Of course. Well, and do not worry. I says to the woman, we'll make sure nothing will happen to your brother here. We I make sure that those who are useful to me are looked after. Those who are nuisances, and he glances over in the direction of the one getting food, dealt with. This chair.
Yep. Also, Cheese, that will happen
Essentially,
at
he's
some
trying
point.
to he is trying to befriend this one a
Mhm.
little bit, and use
Okay.
the
Roll persuasion for yourself. Cheese. In order to do what
Yeah.
you're trying to do, roll me sleight of hand. Or deception, whichever is better.
Oh, I think my deception's better. Do you want me to go with my deception instead?
What's your
That was an
modifier
11
for
for sleight of
deception?
+3 for sleight of hand. It's +2.
So I will go with, so I'll just increase that by 1 for
Okay.
deception. So you so narrate what it is that you try to do for everyone.
Cheese has found something. Um, and to try and investigate a little bit further, Cheese doesn't sit very still anyways. But in this particular moment, she's kind of like reaching over with her drink and brushing up against the female changeling.
Cheese, go ahead and roll it again.
Otra vez, deception again?
Mhm.
Alright, 15.
Okay. She doesn't seem to no, she just kind of shoves you off like ick, but that's about it. You only feel fabric.
Okay.
It's a bit more silken than you'd expect by looking at it, but it's fabric,
Oh my
which is odd.
goodness, what's it made out of?
Just something I managed to liberate.
From
You can find
where?
all kinds of things down at the docks.
Ooh. You'll have to show me.
Maybe if you can prove yourself worthwhile.
I'm willing to play nice.
And and if we can find something that will keep you, she gestures vaguely to Cheese's body, in check. Not every fabric is quite so durable.
I prefer silk.
Forgive me, I'm mentally calculating how vicious this woman is.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'm mentally calibrating my fist, not in her face.
Hmm.
It's gentler on the skin, you know.
Yes. Though I imagine it wouldn't leave much to the imagination for you. Not that that would be out of character for someone of your physique.
I believe that the body in its nakedness is beautiful. Are you
You
ashamed of
would, wouldn't
yourself?
you?
How pitiful.
GM is again mentally calculating how far he can go without this getting personal, because she absolutely will make it.
You think this is personal to me?
This is the one of those things where it's like we're about to go on a mission. It's very high stakes. Let's make enemies.
Mhm.
Like that's like Lord Aron's like frustration with the whole
Uh,
thing.
if you want, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Me?
One who
Okay.
No, not you.
Oh,
Book.
sorry.
okay, not best insider.
Ooh.
She's absolutely doing this on purpose.
Uh,
Wow.
You think she's. Well, there's
I
nicer
didn't
ways
mean
to
to roll
describe
that. You
it.
didn't tell me.
No, that's fine.
yeah.
Uh, Yeah, Cheese. Cheese, you think she's just a bitch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is.
Well,
I'm
Which could
certain
also
someone
translate to
like
she's
you
definitely
has
doing this on
something to
purpose.
hide. And Cheese is going to try and subtly prod at whatever is slithering beneath her clothes.
Okay, it's moved at this point.
I know that it has. She's still been tracking it.
Yeah, well, away from you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's gonna then if she can't
like,
feel it, then she's gonna
okay, if you
try and
reach
make like
around to
a
get, so Cheese, let me put it this way: if you want to reach around and grope her in the middle of this restaurant, you may, but that's what you'd be doing.
no, I think so what Cheese does is she leans in a little bit closer and she does like a trailing motion along her arm. Very much I know something.
Hmm. She doesn't seem to pay that much mind. Is anyone focusing on anything else besides Cheese and this woman having their spat?
I think he's definitely looking at it, but I think he's just like he's one. He's keeping a little eye around the rest of the group. He's basically like he's making sure it doesn't. I guess I'm making sure it doesn't turn physical.
Is there
but
any PC or NPC any of you are keeping a especially close eye on during this?
I'm also glancing at Hope, and
You may each pick one if there's someone you're
okay,
especially keeping an eye on.
I'll pick Hope.
Okay.
As well.
Anyone else doing that or no?
Lessla left her raven at the table. So she's been after she left, she's been pretending
I
to
kind of figured you would do that.
yeah, she's been using the crow to observe the interactions. Raven, fuck.
Anyone in particular or no?
The male changing. He seems more calm and
Yeah,
collected.
okay.
Yeah.
I would also like to keep my eyes on the male changeling.
Okay. Cheese?
Well, Cheese has her attention pretty firmly set on the female tiefling for reasons.
Fair enough.
Okay. So everyone except Cheese, roll me
No, I'm focusing on Hope. Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you said
I know.
okay.
I know.
Sorry, I
Everyone
thought you were going
except
to say
Cheese.
something.
Roll me an insight check.
Gotcha. Won't be as good as the last one.
God fucking damn it! What is with my rolls?
Eyeballs.
He's calm and collected.
Mm-hmm.
What does Flowers think?
Flowers doesn't like either of them.
That's
I don't like
that
'em.
checks out.
I don't like them.
But like,
He's
what's the
not
vibe he's getting from the male guy?
bad.
Much like the cult leader, they uncomfortably so remind him of Elder Fae and how they conduct
Lovely.
themselves.
Elder Fae. Okay, that's
Specifically, like powerful like Fae lords.
yeah,
That from him that can mean many different things.
Yeah.
true.
Elder Fae is any
True.
Fae with substantial enough power to control an area.
Yeah,
Whether that's his regional term or that's the proper term, you don't really know.
yeah. With
The
like
Feywild
still
is complicated, and even
true,
he doesn't know.
true. But like, if he's getting that sense from them, let's just hope we don't bite more than we chew.
And it is important to note he's never met one of these beings before himself. They remind him of the stories.
Mm-hmm. Which does not bode well for us.
That's why it's maximum caution.
All right. So Corvus, as for you, Hope has been trying to make himself as small as possible during this conversation, not drawing much attention, and has been uncharacteristically quiet while this woman has been going off on everyone. Normally Hope would be the first one to fire back at stuff like
Yeah.
this.
He enjoys it.
Hope is yeah. We'll stick with that. The fact that he is staying quiet is very out of character for him.
Well, from what I know.
Whether that's to play the role or not, well, even for Ariel, it's kind of out of character. But whether he's trying to play a role or not draw attention to himself, you're really not sure. But they haven't paid much attention to him. So perhaps it's working if that's the goal.
No. One final day, and we're one step closer to our goal. And we can.
You know what? That 8 was retribution for those double nat 20s I rolled last session.
Yeah. Usually it is.
RNGesus giveth and taketh away.
Well, if there's no further discussion to be had, thank you, my friends, for joining me for such a lovely drink.
It was spectacular.
Or, after all, we are all friends here.
Kind of to prove a point, as you say that, the raven will fly back to Lessla.
Smiles after as he watches after it. Do you think she's clever? Just like it's sort of under the breath, but not under the breath. Just goes, she thinks she's clever.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll rise, and he'll rise, sort of give a look towards Aurora as bodyguard, and he will take Cheese by the arm, pull her to her feet, and goes, "Well, I'm gonna go clear my mind and be ready for tomorrow evening. Adieu." And he will exit the tavern
Mm.
with
After a few
hopefully
steps,
with
like I will wait
yeah
a few beats and follow after behind him.
yeah
Kind of in
Yeah.
the sense of like
walks
I'm making it look like I'm not with him, but walking like, you know.
walks from the tavern, keeps an eye out, gets to a point, punch, and then once he's sure no one's watching him, because it's probably a little, there's not very many people around. Hopefully,
Mhm.
walks to something and just takes off his glove and punches a tree.
I
Are you still
was.
dragging Cheese with you, or no?
A bunch of acorns. fall
I
out
was
of the
taking
tree.
Cheese with him because
Mhm.
he's been
They've been together undercover
yeah
this entire time,
Okay.
pretty much.
yeah.
Cheese, you notice it. Hope follows you both.
I don't
Corvus,
mind.
you
Okay.
don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Would I
With them.
technically notice since I was following like several paces behind Corvus and Cheese?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope's kind of basically keeping pace with you.
Once you just see Chorus like it is just a punch to the tree when he's chilling around, puts the glove back
Also,
on.
important to note, throughout this entire conversation, Melody has been happily eating
Yeah.
whatever
Oh,
she's
Yeah.
eating.
undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
I
That-
imagine she has like little tweets as she eats.
Not tweets. You describe them as
chirps.
kind
Pause.
of. That's still not entirely
Chill?
correct. It's the chirp in the same way like have you ever heard like the certain oh, I'm trying to think. Like the kind of like chittering noise some small monkeys make.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Kind of like
It's kind of similar to that. It's happy, very much so, but it's also very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You only catch it if you like listen.
All right.
You can tell they are genuinely happy. Whether that's
Mhm.
because of the food or something else is an entirely different story.
Apologies for my dragging you out, but I have to keep up appearances. And if I stayed any longer, I was going to get angry.
I was getting angry. But something was slithering under her clothes. Not sure what.
Well, could be a nature, could be a magical item, could be a pet. I don't. He kind of stops himself. He goes, "Well, perhaps she's a liar."
Hope, do you have anything to say? You've been
I
awfully
think,
quiet.
of course, he wasn't clocking Hope. now brought to his attention.
Just so Hope has been a bit more focused since leaving, and first time he's really looked at any of you, and say very sorry, I'm getting tongue tied.
Okay.
He looks directly at Cheese, and I just think you should know I don't agree with Bitch Queen back there.
About?
You. I already told you what I thought.
If
That's sweet.
it's any invitation, or whatever the word is, she was trying to get under you. I believe that she's.
Oh, you don't say.
Hmm.
Hope.
I,
I would hope
just
it was hope.
like
Mhm.
I believe that she's used. I'm guessing she's been working for the cult for a while and doesn't like the newcomers. Doesn't like people who she doesn't believe deserve to be here, which includes most of us, I'd say. She's playing nice, but I don't think I need to say that if she sees any reason, she will not hesitate. Good to establish a friendly relation, and I don't think it had much effect.
I doubt it.
Which, now, we have appearances to keep up. No doubt the others will soon remove themselves. And we should all prepare ourselves for tomorrow night. And I'll walk up to Hope
Mm.
and just say, lean in like a little bit. Are you now?
Are you what?
Are you Are you comfortable with how the plan goes?
Comfortable as I can be. I don't like either of them.
Ah, when things go, you are one of the most lethal of us. You've proven yourself in a scrap. Could view you as nothing, so that you can get close enough to get rid of her.
Are you asking him this, or
Yes.
okay? He hesitates. They won't be easy. You know that.
That's why I'm asking you. Out of all of us, I believe we are the two killers of the group. Different prey, perhaps, all the same.
Cheese, you notice that he takes a quick glance at you before he says anything. I'll stab the broad right through her ugly eye.
Puts a hand on the shoulder and goes,
Sapphire
Good.
quietly. It's not like she's using it for much good anyway.
My next. So,
Clearly blonde.
how accurate can you look like Lara?
In front of her? Hard to say.
No. Well, those have to try our best. After all, this will be
What are you
dangerous.
gonna do with her though if I'm supposed to be taking her place?
You were one of the women that joined me on the Fire's Night. You left shortly after I left.
That's not what
Say,
he's so clarify, he's
sorry.
asking what are you gonna do with Laura if he's supposed to be Laura.
Oh no, I'm doing this. He's
He's
explaining. This is
explaining it.
I was answering. I was answering.
I see.
Say you wished saw my favoritism, got jealous. If the persona I have placed upon myself is anything, my bodyguard took care of you, or I did. People who are, I've heard stories. Such things happen. After all, while your form that you take now is appealing, jealousy can. Yeah,
That's
you keep
not what I'm asking about. If I'm
saying,
only playing her, what are you gonna do with the real her?
I'll wait for her to leave the tavern, tell her to lay low for a couple days.
She's not gonna go for that.
She'll have to.
I wish to keep as many of you safe as many of you, yeah, sorry, as many of y'all safe as I can, and she is no fighter. I need someone who is. It's not out of hate. It is. Well, no, I think she's not capable, but this is not her. There's a reason I'm asking you to be the knife and not her.
It would help if she knew this guy's self.
I've got no problems being the knife. You're telling someone who cares about, well, more than she should, to sit something out that involves people she's come to see as family. I met broads like her before. Telling her that's tantamount to, well, gods, you might as well be breaking up with her. Your choice.
Thanks on that.
And you realize that may be the most insightful thing Hope has ever said.
Yeah, no, it's a Like, because Corvus is he can be pretty not bullheaded, but when he thinks he had a good read on the situation, and he may not have as good a read as he thought he did.
And to lift the string, because this was pretty funny. Hope doesn't have the best insight check, but he makes one on everybody. He rolled a nat 20 for Laura.
Right.
What
He knows her better than any of you do.
I mean, arguably, but what did you roll on Lessla? Just to know.
What did he roll on us?
Don't know.
In general.
Relax yourself.
So I
I'm
will
just
say
curious.
there's one of you who he rolled a nat 1 for.
Who?
You don't know.
I feel like it's Corvus.
That'd be funny.
It would make the most sense.
No, it would just be funny. Because Corvus is like one of the biggest. Like he's the biggest open book in the fucking group. Well, yeah, he's kind of a. Well, I suppose that's something to think about. You have a day. I'll talk to these things at the very least.
Hope shrugs.
But I appreciate the insight.
No point in doing this if she's gonna screw it up.
And there it is. Well, you stand in the street, basically come this way.
You want Hope to stand in the street in case they come this way?
Yeah, in case they come this way. Let's mosey on under place. We assume we're all going to be staying at the warehouse again. Assumption.
Possibly.
That is the assumption.
Yeah, I think he'll. Because he doesn't know where the changelings stay. Because as far as he knows, they fuck off somewhere.
How
They
long
might be
does
watching the house. They might be watching the house during the night. He doesn't know.
How long does it take the changelings to leave the tavern or the bar?
I wasn't too worried about
It's
them
a
being
very
left
long
alone
time.
because they're probably going to be the last of them.
Oh, okay. In case, Lessla.
I wasn't worried because we have Melody, who's a complete innocent, Jericho, who's his own thing.
I will say now that you're gone, now you're all gone, the woman is very heavily indulging in the drink.
They good.
Yes, because Lessla wasn't with everyone else. She was at the bar. She was like at the actual bar, drinking or eating, using her crow to look behind her.
Are you leaving the crow with you? I assume you're leaving the crow with somewhere after you are gone, correct?
Yes, obviously, after she leaves
She won't do that until you are gone as well.
Okay, so yeah, so she would have left the raven in the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that Laura, Zarfea, and Melody leave relatively soon after Lessla does.
Melody's eating for Zarfea and Laura leave kind of shortly after the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Melody is gonna probably stay around until you're leaving. At some point, she'll look up and notice everyone is gone, and will come over and eat by you instead.
Mhm.
Like it's like look up, like, huh, where'd everyone go? Oh, there's someone, and then makes her way over.
Yeah, Lessla wouldn't stay.
You have a feeling she's run up quite a big food tab.
Mm-hmm. And Lesla's going to just walk out after leaving enough coin to pay for it.
Oh, you're probably the nicest customer these people have.
It is gonna be 3 gold for her food bill.
Fuck, free gold.
God damn.
Dang. That's like
You can't tell if she ordered the expensive stuff on purpose or not.
No. Okay. Yeah.
But there are there is a comically large pile of food bowls, like it is Goku large.
Yeah. So after probably like the 6th one, Lessla will say it is time for us to go because wizards are very strapped for cash.
He looks disappointed.
Yes.
But-
If you're starving her to the 6 bullet, it will be 2 gold.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I think they have a couple conversations if you're with that.
Yeah, sure.
One's short. It's just course like as he gets back to the thing with Jesus, Alex Jesus goes, "So silk, that a lie or?"
Oh no, I genuinely cannot stand any other fabrics.
Well, perhaps you can use that 200 gold to buy yourself something nice. I know you
No,
don't much care for coin or for such.
I'll figure something out. Although I will say the first thing that isn't silk that's felt bearable is your cloak.
It was designed for warmth and comfort. One of the few
It
luxuries
accomplishes such purpose.
one of the few luxuries I allow myself.
Are you making sure to have this conversation in private?
Yeah, it's a private
Oh, yeah.
conversation.
Okay.
Look, I oops, one thing, but goes well. Actually, in the thing of wearing stuff,
Mm.
you are. I worry about you in combat. I know you can take the form of animals, but when you're not, well, your defense leaves something to be desired. And I mean that kindly as possible. So perhaps we take you Temple of Sune. You can see if they know any silken armor. If you
You're too sweet.
just know that they may make a fuss. Not the well. Let's just say last time I went there was get this done, and they were ridiculous.
I don't know. I feel as
Something.
though. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I feel as though I'm rarely in a position to often. Well, I won't say I'm not often hit. Actually, after dying, armor does sound nice. I think we should go invest.
Yes. Oh. No. And he just like goes, and I think he goes to put his hand on her shoulder, but then Jesus' mind just goes and gives her a proper hug.
Jeez will hug him back.
Just, I will make sure you're safe.
Just as I will you.
That is how pack works. Now then, I have a difficult discussion to have. I believe think I heard Silverster walking around. And
I
I will
shall
move
remain.
over. Yeah, and he will move over and go to Alara's room. Knock, knock, knock.
Yep, she'll let you in.
They switch rooms again.
Kind of.
Ignore it.
Those two don't stay in one room. They had a lovers' quarrel and now they're splitting rooms.
Fucking shut
What?
What? Zara's my like is my head canon.
No. All the fucking trolls that just showed
Zara.
up.
Zara. Oh, just noticed that.
Yeah, no. There's a reason why Lesla's been moving back and forth. You know.
Yeah. But he comes in, he closes the door behind him and goes, "Evening, good evening, man. I wanted to run something by you.
She waits for you to continue.
See, this whole business is dangerous. And she selected you to go with her. I do not trust her as far as I could throw her.
She
I,
she nods. She knows. I'm not excited about it, but I think I can hold my own at least long enough for you all to deal with the other one.
that's the thing I wanted to talk to you about. See, I brought it up to Mr. Hope. He's a shapeshifter. He can take on people's guises. And he's fairly good at it, though recently been a little more obvious than he normally is. But
Yeah, it's a little bit unsettling sometimes. As is he.
you cut out or you just stop?
No, she said as is he.
As is he, okay. Well, I brought it up with him. I wanted to bring it up with you. See what you want to do. See, he's a killer. He will do, and he will fight tooth and nail to survive, and he will hurt, and I trust that he will at least hold her, if not take care of her. But you are no warrior. You're no killer. I asked him if he'd be willing to take your place. The mission.
Then what do you want me to do?
We'd lay low. Make yourself unseen till the mission is over. You're safe.
She doesn't answer right away.
Wait.
You want me to sit out of it?
To be safe.
I know I'm not a fighter. I but well, you all are like family to me now. At least you're closer than any friends I've had. Not that I've had very many. Most of them are afraid of me, but I want to at least do what I can. Zara's like the little sister I never had, and I don't want to know what happened to Jorn if we left her alone.
A couple weeks ago, we went to investigate that ruin. I made a bad judgment call. It got Miss Faun hurt.
Miss who?
Miss Faun.
Hmm.
How he addresses Cheese.
Okay.
And it made me understand that I do not want any of y'all hurt. I preach caution. Yet, I've perhaps been more reckless these days. With everything that's been going on, it is outside my wheelhouse. I'll be honest in that. But you are... You're not signed up with the Adventurers Guild. You're... I want to keep you safe. As well as I want to keep everyone safe, but if I leave you with that wolf, well, I bear the scars of what happens when one is left alone with people like that. I'm not saying if you wish to do this, I cannot stop you, nor will I. I will form just the hope that he is not to disguise himself as you. We will go, and you will be in the lion's den. You will be next to a predator who would cut your throat without hesitation.
Corvus, roll me an intimidation check.
I'm not trying to. I'm not. I guess I'm just trying to warn her. I'm not trying to.
Are.
Yeah.
You're not trying to, but you are.
Yeah.
Unintentional intimidation.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say persuasion, but no. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Laura's
He's just
growing
being
a
honest.
backbone.
He's just being honest. That's essentially what he's
This
doing.
is Laura's character development.
I might not be able to beat her, but I can certainly hold her off long enough for you to finish off the other one. I know I can. I've been practicing with my... And she'll hold out the dagger. I know how to use it now.
Is she looking at me?
Yeah.
Locks eyes with her. In that intense sort of stare he can have at times. I'm going to try to look into her eyes because she's saying something with determination. I'm trying to see the look in her eye, if it's someone who could, or it's someone who's basically. Is it bluster or is it
Roll insight.
conviction? Yeah, because we don't
Is
need
she
bluster.
stealing herself, or is she just hyping herself up?
Yeah.
You don't know if she has the ability to back up what she's saying, but she has the will to.
Will goes a long way. It can in survival.
Yeah. What you are wondering is this the will of someone who's determined, or the will of someone who doesn't understand what they're getting themselves into?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's what you can't figure out.
You said you've been practicing with your dagger.
I have.
Yeah, I see your dagger.
She hands it over to you.
Well, he doesn't take it off. He takes a step back
Mm-hmm.
and gestures to his neck. Through it.
Jesus Christ, Corvus.
It's like asking to shoot.
She blinks a few times. Corvus, I won't do that.
Throw it.
Just throw it at something at the wall.
Show me your conviction. I need to see the fight in your eye. Throw it.
She's never seen Corvus catch missiles.
No, she hasn't.
She hasn't. She doesn't. That actually works in his favor.
This is like you. This is like you tell someone. I do want to make this clear to you. You are telling someone whose entire motive for doing this is wanting to stand
Protect.
by
Yep.
people she considers family. To stab someone she sees
No,
as
not
family.
stab.
That's what you're
Throw
telling
it.
her.
Just throw
He
the dagger.
specifically said.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing, roughly.
Yeah.
She knows Chorus is probably the most evasive of the group.
Yeah.
Probably.
We know these are
She
illusions.
knows
Just
you
have
can
her
fight,
throw it
so
at
hang
the
on.
window, or like
No.
No,
I
that's
have
the
to
point.
see.
That's
No.
the point.
It has to
want
be
to-
the conviction. If
Yeah.
it's an object, it's not the same.
He's not testing her for skill.
bring Sapphire in the room, have her
I just want
disguise
to
self
make it clear
into a
what
fucking
you
bitch.
are doing. I care about you as family. I want to stand by you. Okay, stab me. That is
It is
essentially
the-
That is
He's-
essentially what's
he's-
happening here.
It is.
Yeah.
It's testing her conviction. If she cannot, he's basically saying you're going. Essentially, he wants to know that she can fucking throw. Because a changeling would totally use the face of someone you love against you.
yeah, absolutely.
She needs to have that conviction.
Then tell her that.
He's basically
That's
has-
the
he has-
point is that he's not
That's
telling
not
her.
how
yeah.
Corvus works,
I
unfortunately.
know. I
That's
know.
not how Corvus works.
If she hesitates too long,
hang on. Everyone else, Tush. I will continue it. I just want to make sure you understand what you're doing.
I understand.
Okay.
I don't do this lightly.
Now she looks honestly horrified that you request that. Corvus, I'm not going to throw a knife at you.
Says I'm Corvus.
Hmm?
Who says I'm Corvus?
She looks more confused now than anything.
I could be someone really wearing his face. You're fighting people who can change their shape on a whim. You think they won't use that against you? Throw the dagger. There's no. It is pure. He's locking eyes, and it's pure conviction. That predatory conviction he has.
She's just staring at you. You'd equate it to shock. Like, there's a failure to process what you're saying here.
Yep. She chose to the freeze response.
It's not so much freeze. It's like she thinks you've lost your mind.
Yeah. Never had it.
We wouldn't be
Of
adventurers
course,
if we had a mind.
Yeah, you have to be a little insane.
I tell you that I want to stand with you all, and you ask me to stab you?
I never said you had to hit me. I just said you had to throw it and try to.
Isn't that the same thing?
Is it?
I think it is.
And then she just runs in for the stab.
Like, Like, she still seems genuinely confused with what's going on.
He's just watching her. That look, his gaze never faltering.
She's now kind of looking at her knife. Still very confused.
If you can't throw that dagger, you can't bring up the conviction. How do I know I can rely on you? How do I know you won't freeze?
You want me to prove you can rely on me by trying to kill you?
I never said you had to try. I just said, throw the dagger and try to hit me. If I was to die from you throwing that dagger at me, I wouldn't be worthy of this. I wouldn't be an adventurer now, would I? You have that little faith in me.
I,
You believe me
no,
weak.
well,
You believe if the situation calls for it, I would not run to your aid. You think little of me.
no, I don't think little of
Do you think so little of me that you won't even do as I have asked? You've shown that you care. You've told me. Now prove that you care by trusting me and showing me your conviction.
My conviction is not to kill you. That was not quiet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I imagine Sapphire's just like overhearing all this shit from her room.
Anyone who wanted to could definitely hear my conviction is not to kill you. Yes.
Lesla's just going to walk over here. Did they close the door behind them?
Yeah, it's closed.
Lesla's going to knock now.
Sapphire's just basically over her shoulder.
Mhm.
And so is Zarfea.
Yeah.
Zarfea's over
So you
Sapphire's
knock.
shoulder. It's just like a line of height.
Does
So you knock. Lara looks over at the door and back to you.
He has not broken eye contact.
Mm-hmm. You can come in, I think.
Lesla opens the door and walks in as she then looks at Corvus, looks at Laura, looks at the knife, looks at Corvus, looks at the distressed look that's probably very evident,
Uh-huh.
looks to Corvus and says, "What stupidity are you doing?"
I thought she was just gonna fucking turn around and leave, I'm not gonna lie. She's like,
Also very Lessla, so
Yeah, both of you very both I can see.
both are good.
Yeah.
He wants me to throw the knife at him?
I imagine
I
Zarfea
don't know
closes the door
why.
behind her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take us back to the beginning. He wants you to throw the knife at him. For what purpose?
Not to
Look,
try
I'm looking at
not
Corvus. Like, you want to
he,
explain
he
this,
wants
bud?
he wants me to throw them to try to kill him, but not to actually kill. I I I don't know anymore.
Oh.
Turning to Corvus. You want to explain?
There are stories of knights who are taught archery, and one of the ways they have proven their skill and their conviction is by firing an arrow at an apple placed on a companion's head. This establishes a level of trust.
This those are fairy tales.
You also don't have an apple.
So,
and the realistic.
I trust in my capability. I trust in I need to test, make sure she has the conviction to, and if we ask her to, be able to fight rather than flee or free. Now, I've only seen her trying to flee in the way of getting out of it and freezing. I need to know she'll be safe.
Which point, Lessla simply just steeples her hands together as she looks at Corvus and says, "And everything we've been through together with her doesn't prove that already."
She hid behind bags. She has never fought. She aids from a distance, does not fight. If she is to travel, that changeling woman, she's going to need to be able to slide her dagger. Needs to know, and I need to know she has the conviction to do it.
Alright, so first of all, I'm going to clear up some misconceptions here. The apple from on the head thing is more or less a bragging tale. It's not something that's actually done in large numbers. They develop conviction for killing others as they tie prisoners to a post and tell archers to fire.
I'm not entirely sure
Well,
this is
so
helping Laura's case.
No, it's not.
yes,
But
nobody actually. Wait, they. Oh God.
don't worry about
Just
it.
I'm just gonna go over to Laura and pat her back, just like there.
Yeah, he steps over, holds his hand out for the dagger. Holds
She
his hand out.
she
Yeah.
she clutches it close to her chest.
Just like
Now, which point Lessla will look to Laura and says, "What is this about not letting her go with the changeling? Laura, do you happen to know any disguising spells?"
Give the GM a moment while he checks her character sheet. Because it's been a while since Laura had to cast anything.
Yes, I know.
Well, the only thing Corvus knows she can do is play music. That's literally it.
Yeah.
He has to check. That's why he's checking.
inspiring music,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. I don't think he got hit by that music.
No, it's
I know
only
I did at one point.
Sapphire's like the only person that ever gets it because she has sneak attack.
No,
Yeah.
she does not.
Oh. Well, that's
Corvus will reach behind himself, pull out his
Laura
dagger.
knows heroism and sleep.
So,
Hmm.
Corvus will grab his own dagger, pull out the dragonstone. I believe this can be removed easily enough, right?
I mean, we removed them before, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pops it out, and he hands his dagger to Lessla. First.
Why are you giving this to me?
Demonstration of conviction.
Oh, Corvus. This isn't gonna prove anything other than I'm a sociopath.
Corvus,
He's still holding the blade out.
Corvus,
From the other side of the warehouse, you just hear, "Of course."
Corvus. Just a quick question. Why have her throw the dagger at you, as opposed to like a scratch on the wall?
No, I understand his reasoning. It's just imbecilic. Anyway, Lessla takes the dagger and says, "You know, I'm more than willing to throw this at people who ask for it to be thrown at. Why?"
He just takes a step back, stands there, and waits.
If I throw this at you, and she learns of this, she's going to kill me.
And this will not leave this room.
Knowing her, she can hear everything that's about to happen.
Well, you better hurry up.
Oh, I hate you as Lessla, and I can't wait to roll a nat 20 on this.
Yeah.
Hold up, let me, do I have a dagger on my thing? I do.
You do.
Oh my god!
Why did you
No
will that
fucking
into
way.
existence?
Okay, roll. I think.
So I was so hang on. I was
Yep.
muted when I told you to wait on that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Before you get a chance, you're not the only one who rolled in that 20. Corvus, Zarfia walks up and kicks you right in the balls
Oh.
with a nat 20.
That's only 2 damage. Oh, sorry, that's only.
It's
That's
only-
only. It doesn't
It's
double.
her strength
So
bonus. Just her strength bonus.
okay,
It's
that's
your
not too
strength
bad.
bonus, yes.
Uh,
That is going to be, considering where she did it, is going to be a D4 plus her strength bonus.
uh,
2 plus her strength bonus of 3.
5.
What? Oh,
So
Not the
5
wisdom
points of damage.
save.
Direct.
Corvus
How
is
much-
just
I,
on
I
the
have a question.
ground.
No, he's
You
not. The,
walk
the
in-
wisdom save was to keep composure.
You
Uh,
walk in and see that.
Go to bed! All of you! Give me the knives! You don't get them anymore! None of you are getting them until tomorrow morning.
And always probably catches.
Ugh,
Of course, then once he catches his own dagger, slots the dragonstone back into it, and puts it back in its hiding spot.
give it.
No.
Ugh.
Alright. Anyway.
Well,
I would like to speak to Laura now, by myself.
of course.
Why do I
Yes.
hear someone else coming to laugh at everyone?
Will you all shut
Ugh.
up?
Laura, are you alright?
Why is everyone holding
Why
a
do I don't know.
Figuring out convictions. Other than that, I'm lost.
That's
We're
stupid.
all going to die.
Laura, are you
I hope you're wrong in that case.
Laura, how are you feeling?
I don't know.
Come sit down.
Is this normal?
Probably not, but when has anything ever been normal with us?
I would like to
That's
remind
a
everyone
good
that
point,
Corvus spent
actually.
17 years in the woods.
Yes,
For
we
the
know.
rest of his life as a lonely person.
We know. We know.
We know.
You've still
Okay.
traumatized this poor girl.
Yes,
Good.
which is why Lesla's asking you to
learned
sit down.
She's learnt something.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, that Corvus is fucking insane!
Yeah. Good.
Please sit down, Laura. I think you need to at least be off your feet.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. At this point, Lesla pulls a handkerchief out of one of her pockets and wipes some sweat off of her face. Corvus is well, to put it lightly, he is a very atypical person.
Also, Corvus, go ahead and roll me one more. I'll say this is also intimidation. With advantage, because you've quite literally broken her mind. Okay.
How are you feeling about tomorrow?
How is she feeling? What?
About tomorrow?
I don't know anymore.
Lesla will take Laura's hand and say, Corvus is just trying to protect everyone the only way he knows how, which is like a bull in a fine porcelain shop. He doesn't mean to do, well, to hurt the people around him, but I think that it is inevitable that his nature does so. Do you think you are prepared to take the life of another?
Well, not his, but I I think I can make myself do it if I have to. I've never killed anyone before, but I've
Ah,
also never had anyone who treated me this well before,
I
or anyone I cared about this much before.
I understand. I also was not in a place where people truly cared about me. Zafea saw it, but I don't believe you did. When I was a child, and Lessla understands the irony of that statement being only 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So when she says a child, she literally means a child.
Mm-hmm.
My eldest brother was, I had gone into a sparring match with him, and he, well, went into the fight. I don't know if he was intending to kill me from the start, but as it went on, we did. He was intending to kill me. And I believe that is part of the reasons I'm, well, desensitized to such things. But not, I never expected that there would be a group of people that would be willing to put up with my eccentricities as much as, well, the people here, even though I have almost got myself killed. I don't think Corvus has had anything like that either. And I think protecting others the way he does is the only way he understands to do so, because he has known no other way other than blunt honesty. So, the same way you feel about him and all of us, he feels about you and most of us, I think. Which is why I think, in his own misguided way, he thought he was helping you by asking you to do what he was asking you to do. And that was an excellent kick, Zorfea. Although we should save that for the changelings.
Zarfea seems it's a weird mixture of being proud of herself and also just being very confused as well.
Understandable. Um, but given what has happened, are you prepared for tomorrow?
I don't know anymore.
I understand if you want to sit out. We can always have Hope pretend to be you. Which is the first indication that that Corvus did not communicate that plan with anyone else.
Yes. It also shows multiple people thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that that was Lesla's second option. Her first option was
Yeah.
hoping that Laura had disguised self.
No, it's a.
I believe that you are capable of great things, Laura. But at the end of the day, you can only go as far as you are willing to go. If you do not think you are ready, then you should say so. But I believe in you. And I believe
Roll
so
me
does...
a persuasion check.
I was going to say, and so does Zorfea. Alright.
You will get advantage from Zarfea's assistance.
Alright.
Okay.
Yours was persuasive as Corvus was intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Both of you, Corvus and Lessla, just roll me a straight d20.
Eh.
Okay.
I almost rolled a 1 there. Who knows? Maybe luck rolls or lowers better.
She
It could be
is
a thing.
quiet for a good bit. Maybe it is a better idea if I just be somewhere else.
Lesla takes a deep breath as she says that and gives Laura an awkward hug as she says this. If that's what you think is best. But if you ask me, I think you are more than capable of doing what needs to be done.
That means a lot. Thank you. And she'll hug you back.
Lesla's still not used to people hugging her back.
Mm-hmm.
Just Savannah go, what's with everyone hugging all of a sudden?
Yeah.
She got hugged today too, so it's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Lessla, it's called a sign of affection.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, Lessla. You wanna know what Lesla's sign of affection is? A broken arm.
That's called abuse.
You know what causes that affection is apathy.
That's called neglect.
We didn't say we were good people.
Y'all are getting love as children?
No!
Y'all were getting anything as children? Y'all motherfuckers had parents?
Sapphire,
For a while.
you
You
won't
got-
be the
you
one with
got
like a normal
worshipped. Shut the
family
fuck up.
dynamic.
Yes, you were
You
worshipped.
got worship. You got
Anyway,
worship.
let's,
Fuck up.
Meanwhile, Sapphire is like the only one with a normal
This
family
is just the
dynamic.
epitome of that meme.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm referencing. Thank
Which meme?
you.
Lesla.
Oh, I know. Okay, yeah. I know.
You guys are
I get
getting
it.
paid?
But Lesla will
You guys got numbers? I
I
got
think
Abraham Lincoln.
for Lesla, it's an awkward amount of hugging time because she's not sure how long a hug is supposed to last.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, she'll like let go if like Laura starts trying to let go. As she smiles and says, "You are our dear companion, and we do not want to see you hurt as much as you don't want to see us hurt." That being said, I'm fairly certain that Zarfea, as she's shown today, if anyone even attempts to touch a hair on your head, would be more than willing to charge them like a raging bull.
Zorfea doesn't look like she knows if that's a compliment or not.
It's like thanks.
Well, that's the only way like Lessla like knows to
But
compare it
does
to.
get
Yeah.
it does get a little bit of a smile from Laura.
Fine. I'll be honest, I'm not very much of a people person as much as I'm
You're
been trained in.
Getting better at it.
Thank you. If only I could stop disappointing people. I guess I just need to strive more for perfection. But she'll stand up and says, no matter what happens tomorrow, no matter what you really do choose, I will not think less of you. And quite honestly, I would rather it be you. Because while Hope is probably the better killer, you would be more focused on protecting those that you happen to come across. And quite honestly,
Roll me another persuasion check.
Persuasion. Yeah, look at that. There we go.
Okay.
And quite honestly, I haven't told Dion herself because of specific reasons, but in my eyes, she is my daughter, and I only want to protect her as much as possible.
I promise you I won't let that happen.
Thank you.
She means a lot to me too. I mean, I'm basically watching her grow up.
Right, she babysat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She's been spending more time with that dragon than we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Which, Lessla really hates.
It's life of adventures, though. You can have kids.
But if is that all, or?
Yeah, after that, Lessla will just smile and give a slight bow. Before she moves to the door, she looks to see if Zarpe will follow her out, or if she's going to stay here a little longer.
She's staying here a little longer.
Well, Lessla will head back to her room and once again pull out her rapier and just start practicing with it, moving back and forth.
Okay.
If it's not too much trouble, I'm gonna in again. That's okay.
You're gonna what?
Okay. In again, if that's okay.
Repeat that? You're gonna what?
I'm going to cut in again, if
in,
that's
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
So Corvus is going to do something he normally does with the Drake, but the Drake isn't here, and someone he trusts very much is here with him. He's basically because he told that he was going to go talk to Lara, and then that's happened. He's kind of explaining, but you can tell like there is that doubt in his voice, like the being kicked in the nuts thing. As should any gentleman, if you were kicked in the nuts, it usually means either it was a kid being funny, or you've done something bad. Those are the two reasons you get kicked in the nuts. You can hear like that, like he seems like doubting his. You can hear a bit of doubt in his voice, but he's like explaining what happened. The cheese, talking it through.
Cheese is nodding as he's explaining, and
And then that's when we got to point where she shouted, and everyone,
Corvus,
yes,
you are many things, but tactful isn't one of them. And with Lara, you need a certain degree of gentleness within you. I understand
um,
you were trying to prepare her, but she's young.
if it was anyone else she selected, I would not have asked her to drop out. Just, I almost lost you. This Silverster's throwing herself into ancient artifacts and magical objects, reckless abandon. If I could keep one of y'all safe, I'm gonna try to do it.
Cheese
Just,
is thinking. Go for it.
I just, first time I encountered a wild animal, I froze, and it almost cost me. I want to make sure when she faces that wild animal, she doesn't freeze. Because you have to take a life. And I know you know this. You know that feeling. It's not something you learn in a day. Don't want someone getting hurt because I didn't do. Not again.
Cheese will put her hand on his and take a moment to think. She's fought with us before, against worse things. She's
Against
strong.
gold half dragon, he hid behind sandbanks and couch resistance. With he has his the automaton. She hid at the back with his Syndrus. Every other encounter we've had, she wasn't involved in. The encounter we with the memory moss, she ran as soon as she was let go. She hasn't really fought. She hasn't had to hurt or strike.
Then let me ask you something.
Stops and waits.
Why didn't you offer Hope's abilities, as we had assumed we were going to be doing?
I did.
She would.
But she wanted to come with. I just wanted to make sure she was ready for what that meant.
I think you
I
could have
wouldn't
done it in a more gentle way. Direct, but not having her throw a knife at you.
perhaps, but we only have a day. And I couldn't think of anything else. We had to make the plan, execute the plan from tomorrow morning. I only had so much time. And if we're being honest, I didn't think she'd say she wanted to come with. Perhaps she would understand that it wasn't because I thought less of her. But when she said she wanted to, I wanted to make sure she was ready for it. But I can see what you're saying. Which is time or something better. Perhaps I could have asked others, but I didn't have time.
It was an attempt. Perhaps not the most valiant, but an attempt. I know that you only want to protect her. I think to a degree, all of us only want that. You could have had me come with you.
Kind of beans a little bit, and other side he goes, I've been relying on you a lot. Don't want to do that too much.
Well, I'm not going anywhere for now. I'll be here if you need it.
This on said earlier that you love all of us, correct?
I do.
What does that feel like?
Oh, it feels like fire. And that's twofold. It's warm and it's comforting and it's a light to you and it burns and it catches quickly. And when it burns, you would do anything to keep the fire going.
Yeah, I think he just wraps his arms around Cheese and pulls it into him.
She leans in.
And I suppose I love you as well.
Hold on, give me a minute!
You broke Marin.
Yep.
Not Cheese.
I didn't mean to,
Marin.
but I did. Yep. The description was exactly how I've been thinking of
I imagine
causes me feeling.
Marin screaming and giggling like a schoolgirl in the background.
I'm not gonna lie,
That's-
I
that's-
checked out. What happened?
Nope. Not
Girl,
telling
you
you.
missed it!
Not telling
missed
you.
the thing that you've been waiting for!
Well,
I missed
well,
it!
You
Well,
missed the
luckily enough, you
culmination
can-
of the slow burn, you dumb, stupid
Well,
dummy
you can
head.
check.
I
You
am
can check out. Well,
exhausted.
guess what? You can check out the VOD on what's your channel name again?
Conquer
Rupert,
Plays,
plug!
jackass.
Or no, Rec, plug now.
You know I would, except you guys talk over me all the time, so
Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew.
Fireworks go.
Nope,
She's
gone.
um she's there and she doesn't move at all, but she closes her eyes. And she just says, "I'm glad." I was hoping you'd say that.
I don't think Cole says anything. He just smile. Maybe he just falls asleep like this. A really nice moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's acceptable.
How we fall asleep. It's been a day. I think that's good. I'll leave. I think it's a good way to end this.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree with you there.
Yeah.
We're getting kind of late.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we'll call it here for today. As always, have a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are, and remember to stay frosty. For those of you watching this on YouTube after the fact, please like and subscribe to enjoy the video, and ring that notification bell to get more content like this in the future.